Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Market Update on August the 27th. I hope everybody can hear me clearly. It's not breaking up on sound. If it is, please let me know. I changed the wiring yesterday to my mic and see if that helps this morning, if this makes it any better. So, anyways, if you have issues or hear me breaking up, or we should be on the right screen here on the NNE. That's what you should be seeing. Let's go over to the ES screen. Uh, I've been kind of away. I've been updating this since this morning, but I was away all day after 4 p.m. yesterday. Basically, we went downtown. Sorry, I was watching the Jays game. Was enjoying myself, but again, just trying to catch up early this morning. What happened in the markets yesterday? So let's see what's going on this morning. We have the earnings from Royal Bank. We had the earnings from National Bank. It should be another good day for the Canadian banks. That should do well. And we're also waiting for NVIDIA earnings, which is coming out after the market today. So we will be talking about NVIDIA all day. We'll be talking about Canadian banks and TD, which is obviously a lot of people waiting for earnings on that. Just to let you know, I was last night a guy that holds a lot of TD Bank. That's a guy I was out with last night, and we were talking about it, and he was well at the game, and basically. This guy has a lot of shares. I mean, I'm talking about a lot of shares, and he said he's hanging on to them even through the earnings tomorrow. He has a lot of profit already. He got them way around the $75 average and below, and he has a lot of capital into it. He said he's not worried about it. Big profit, which I sort of agreed with him. We went through some of the numbers while we were sitting there for the TD Bank, and we both agreed, we can go through the TD hold. The way the two banks have come up earnings, especially yesterday, and the earnings that came out today, this morning. So it looks like going to be, for me, it's going to be look like I've been telling you guys I want to sell TDs like before the earnings come out, but look like I'm going to hang on to them and see what they're through. I did sell, remember I sold a lot of it earlier in a couple of, about a month and a half ago. But again, I'm still holding a lot, and if you, it's up to you what you want to do. It's a good profit. I think they should be beat the numbers just like these other banks have. The only concern, like I said, that I have with TD is because they got into that trouble with the U.S. there. Remember that money laundering thing, and that kind of really hurt them. And I would not be worried about them if that thing never happened to them. So, but anyways, I am gonna hold on to the TD Bank, and let's see what happens tomorrow morning. I'm hoping for positive news from TD, and if anybody that's been holding on since just a couple of days ago that they bought over $100 for the this run swing trade, well, to them I'm gonna recommend, hey, take your profit, because if they do come out with any sort of not so great earnings like these other banks, they will come down. So at least maybe a buck or two, maybe they'll come to the downside. But again, to those who just bought it in the last little while to make a run for this earnings, I think you got a couple. I told you we're gonna get $3 or $4 out of it, and right now the TD is sitting somewhere around. Let me just quickly show you the chart, then we'll go into the market update. So TD's been, had a good run since close to $100 here since about a week and a half ago, and I did say here to buy it. Again, I had this trend line. It did break to the upside with the earnings from BMO and Bank of Nova Scotia. It should do well again today. I think it should hit $105. So you should at least get $3-4 out of it since last week on this here. But if you're holding it from here, I do recommend that you take the profit But again, if it could come up with strong earnings. So I'm not gonna put the people who have a short-term profit in it, hang on, because I still think this bank here could some sort of produce a negative news because of the money laundering thing. So, but anyway, it's up to you what you want to do this morning. I've given you my viewpoint, but I am holding on to this stock. I'm going to continue to hold through the earnings tomorrow. Okay, then we'll decide. I'll decide. See, I'll let you know what I decide, but you have the option of deciding what you want to do. But on the other hand, there's also more good news coming. I don't know if anybody, it's not out in public yet, but I talked to some of these people that are high profile people that are in the markets, and yesterday I was talking to one of them again at the ball game there. He's saying that this deal could get done very quickly on the Canadian tariffs. And if that deal comes in, that is going to be another good thing for the Canadian stocks. That might push them up. Also mean good news for some of the American stocks that are trading back and forth, especially CNR. And CNR is you saw the stock go up $2 yesterday. Not only because the Canadian banks, but it's that extra news that's coming out on the side. So this news never gets publicly, but institutions do take advantage of this news inside that's happening before everybody else finds out. Tomorrow they're gonna, let's say they come out and say, hey, we got a deal with the US, the tariffs are done. Guess what? Everybody's gonna be chasing the stocks, right? But these guys who have inside a little bit information, they're gonna be selling. They're the one who sell because they already made a huge amount of profit to the upside. So that's why CNR and a little bit on the NTR stock, both of them kind of ran up yesterday. And it was a good day for mostly more of the Canadian side of the stock. So that's why the market could be pumping a little more to the upside today. Again, National Bank and Royal Bank beat earnings, and the numbers are in your chat there. National Bank, remember the one that bought the Canadian Western Bank, that made us a really good money just about a year ago. And they have taken that bank, and they're looking at it's contributing to their earnings already. So National Bank did go back to the $107 level when I said to buy this bank again. If you bought it, that's fantastic. Back here, that little dip here to the $107 after they bought all this Canadian Western Bank. And I said this bank was really cheap. But if you picked it up back here just about last April, it's only 6 months ago that it was sitting at $107. And if you bought it here, look where it's sitting there. Is it time to still buy this bank? I would wait, let the earnings settle down and see where the stock goes. And I'm hoping eventually these stocks will take a little bit of dip and then buy these things. And this was a little bit worrisome for a lot of people yesterday, that this was not going to meet its earnings, but they also actually put in they're buying back some shares, 8 million shares. So that's another good news that's going to push this stock to the upside. Okay, so if you have it, hang on to it. I think it goes higher. So that is pretty much a little bit about the Canadian banks, Canadian side this morning. There is nothing on the Forex Factory that stands out. There's absolutely nothing that's going on this morning that is going to really break this market. So if you look at the Forex market, Forex calendar here, the crude inventories come out at 10:30, and that will play with the crude prices. But overall, the market, on this guy Barkin is talking. We don't know what time he's talking. That could affect the market a little bit. It could move the market up and down. Okay. So, but the rest of the day, there's nothing really going on. Till the end of the day, we have NVIDIA coming out with earnings. Okay. So NVIDIA comes out a little after the market. So that is really gonna move the market, kind of a little volatility to the upside, to the downside. So let's get back to ES futures. Where is the market going this morning? Then we'll come back to more stocks. We'll talk about more stocks. So ES futures is sitting right at the highs here, and a lot of it is due to again firing off Lisa Cook. and trying to get another governor to agree with Donald Trump, put him on the seat so that he can have further, guarantee himself an interest rate cut. So I think a quarter point of interest rates cut is coming, but we still got data coming out. Remember, the end of the month is happening next week, and we're gonna go into September. Labor Day is gonna be a long weekend. After that, we're gonna see more data coming out of CPI data coming out, jobs data coming out, the non-farm payroll, and we're gonna. That's what Jerome Powell is concentrating on. If that the first week of September, if we get that data that goes to the downside, we are definitely gonna get our interest rate cut. Definitely will get a quarter or maybe even a half, but quarter is for sure. And that, I think the market is already pricing in a quarter, so basically sitting sideways. And where is the market going today? Pretty much, it's basically going to be running on Nvidia. If Nvidia gets good earnings and beats real strong, this market goes to the all-time high. Okay. ES Future. It's the largest. Why? Because Nvidia is the largest company right now by market cap. And if it moves even a couple of bucks to the upside, this market will move to the upside, especially the NASDAQ. So where is NASDAQ going this morning with Nvidia? Again, can we get this above the trend line? If this thing goes above the trend line, I do suggest you go long on the NQ. If we get above this trend line right there, do suggest that we go to the I think that is going to be a good sign whether Nvidia will beat the earnings or not. Okay, watch this this is around 22,680. Currently the market is sitting 602. 80 points for the NASDAQ is nothing. It can push very quickly to the upside. That's a good sign, especially for this NQ to the upside. So I think it's going to trade in the positive territory till the earnings come out. Okay. So that is your NASDAQ. NASDAQ is up right now 11.25 points. ES Futures is up about 4 points. And I think this is going to be a risk-on day for the NQ, waiting for those earnings from the coming out from Nvidia tonight after 4 o'clock. So what else is going on in the market? Take a look at the IWM. This is a small cap stock. Okay, this index has small cap stocks. So that one, remember a couple of weeks we were looking at it. It's climbing up nicely, very strong to the upside. I think it's the biggest index that's going to benefit from interest rate cuts is IWM. Okay, so I recommend this is a ETF. If you haven't got some in your portfolio, I think it's time to add. Okay, if you can add it on the dip, that'd be really good. But I think for the long term, you can hold this one and really kind of benefit when the interest rates start coming down. Why? Because all the small companies, they borrow a lot of money. And when they borrow a lot of money, a lot of that money that they borrow is at open rate. I mean, current rate. It's not locked in rates. So when the interest rates do come down, this index benefits big time. So keep a close eye on it was up $1.92 yesterday. I still think it can run to the all-time highs if you get interest rate cut. They will be the biggest benefactor. And Russell 2000 is sitting at 2359. It hasn't broken out to the all-time since last November. The Dow Jones is the same thing. And Dow Jones will also will benefit. But here we got the resistance right here, guys. And if you get, it's trying to break above here, 2372. If it breaks above 2372, buy the IWM. Okay, buy the IWM, and I think you'll benefit in the longer. Short term, maybe start accumulating, but long term I think you will make money in this one big time. Okay. So where is the 10-year going, and where's the market suggesting the 10? We need to break this trend line to the upside for really to market. We're gonna see really market dip if we get this thing going up to the upside. That is sitting pretty steady at 4.28 for the last since almost since March. Okay, we had that little dip here with a 21% down with the market. Remember when this is where Donald Trump came in with the tariffs, and we had all this yield go below here, right? And he thought he was very happy here. He thought this yield would keep going down to the downside, but it picked up right away because there was so much risk in the market. So it hasn't gone anywhere. So look for this yield to break below 4%, really, for this to go anywhere. Okay, if it stays up here and this goes to the upside, this is a bad news for stock market. It's also bad news for Donald Trump. We need this thing going to the downside. Okay, dollar index is getting stronger just because the yield is also staying there. Okay, the yield is staying up, so is the dollar index, and dollar is holding pretty steady. Well, we will see this dollar index go to the downside if we start seeing the yield going towards a 4% level. Okay, so keep a close eye on these are good indicators. Why do I show you every morning? Because they're good indicators where the market's going to go. If you take a look at these, it will give you a good direction of the market. So what is the three put call ratio did yesterday? I showed you guys that at the end of the day they went very strong towards the call side. So basically saying we could have why they went to the call side, probably because of the Nvidia earnings coming out. If the Nvidia earnings come out very strong today, and the people react this to the upside, they're going to make a ton of money on these ones. And let me just one further, I want to explain to you why these things are picked up the day before, like the put call ratios. Remember, when there's no, like, market is quiet, there is no IV in the market. There's no volatility. Okay, so when there is no volatility in the market, there is no premiums in the market. Okay, for options. So all you option traders, if there are no premiums built in, big time when the market is going sideways. But you will see today, these premiums will pick up to the end of the day. They will steadily go up. Why? Because Nvidia is a market mover. Okay, if Nvidia is a market mover, those premiums will go up on all those options, especially if you look at the Nvidia options. So if you bought Nvidias for the earnings and you bought them before the volatility, okay, if you and those premiums will go up, and they will automatically give you a profit in some of them. Okay, depending on which ones you're holding. If they're close to the money, you will get a good premium built in on these options on the. So that's why when a lot of people buy these, they buy them a couple of days ahead of time. So when the volatility does come in, the premiums go up. You can actually make a good profit before even the earnings come out. Okay. Any questions what I'm talking about? You guys, please do open up your mic if you have a question. You don't understand what I'm talking about, I'd be more than happy to explain it to you. Okay. So that is what the put call ratio is doing. So what is Bitcoin doing this morning? Bitcoin is holding pretty steady around the 111,905 area. It's waiting for the interest rate decision, what direction we're gonna go. I know pretty much this is already priced in about a quarter point. Why does Bitcoin move on rate cuts? Because when people get free money, well, cheaper money, shouldn't say free money, but cheaper money. When they get cheaper money, they tend to buy things that are, overvalued even more. And I'm not saying Bitcoin is overvalued, but that's where the money comes in.
Thank you.
Question, sorry, somebody have a question?
Yes, Pradeep. Pradeep, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੀ prediction and NVIDIA earning and guidance ਤੇ?
You know what? I'm gonna talk. Give me 1 minute. Let me finish this. Then we'll talk about Nvidia. Okay. We'll talk. See if they will beat the earnings. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. Let's talk about it again today. But one thing I do know. By the time I know the market's kind of, I don't know why the market has gone down a little bit. Then NQ has been pushing to the downside. Is there news out? Just quickly, let me. Uh, Okay, the secured overnight rate on the financing in the U.S. has gone up a little bit from 4.37 to 4.38, and that has pushed the Nasdaq to the downside. So that's what pushed it down this morning. Here, I'll put this news. That's what's causing this little bit of spur in the market there. Come on. It's on. If you guys follow Financial Juice, it's the news is there. That's where I get the news from, guys. I'm gonna put this in the. This is live. We subscribe to Financial News and a couple of other news uh, websites where we get like a live news right away, so we can look at the market, what market is doing. So while I was doing this, that's what basically happened a little bit. 4.38. That's what's pushing this market to the downside a little bit. So that not only that, they look at the 10-year. The 10-year is starting to push to the upside, and that is not a good news for the market. It's sitting at 4.28. It pushed a couple of basis points to the upside, and that's not good news. The further it goes up, that's not good for the stock market. Okay, let's go back to finish off the Bitcoin. Like I said, it's waiting for free money. Okay, once you get a free money, this thing will go again further to the upside. But stay like the MSTR is the riskiest stock in the market right now. It's a very risky stock, guys. Just be careful. They owe a lot of money, and again, I'm very afraid. If I was afraid of any stock, it would be this one. Ethereum is also doing well. It's holding on here. Ethereum is a better cryptocurrency than Bitcoin, I believe, and I think you will get a better return on Bitcoin on this coin here, Ethereum. So I'm starting to follow a little bit more at the cryptocurrencies. Okay, so let's go back. Let's quickly talk about Nvidia. Are they gonna beat the earnings? Okay, what are they gonna do today? Okay, I think they will beat the earnings, but I don't think they will beat them strong. Like, I mean, really stand out where they will push the market higher. But they will beat. I do think they will beat the earnings. What the numbers look like this? They're slated to come at $1.008. Okay, and the revenue, that's pretty. The revenue growth has been unbelievable on Nvidia. But the problem with them, that H20 chip. Okay, that H20 chip that came out. That the Chinese are not buying. If they been buying that Chinese, the H20 chip, I would have said, yeah, different story. Yeah, definitely, buy this stock. It's gonna break through the ceiling. It's all time high, which is sitting at a 184.35. If it does during the day before the earnings come out, if it does break above the 184, I would play it for if you want to day trade it. I think it would be I think it's a good day trade right now, even at 182.63. I do see it going higher during the market hours, right? I do see it going through the market hours. I see it going high. How many people actually do believe that Nvidia will beat the earnings? I would love to hear it in the chat. Just say yes, they will beat it, or no, if they won't beat it. See how many people actually think they will beat the earnings. I think they will beat the earnings. The problem is gonna be is how strong. Okay, how strong the earnings gonna be. So yeah, so everybody believes that. I think so too. I'm in that boat. Same thing. They will beat the earnings, but the question is gonna be how strong, and that's what people are gonna be looking for, right?
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਭਾਜੀ guidance ਚੰਗੀ ਆਏਗੀ.
Guidance, yeah, but what about the 15% revenue that the U.S. government wants? That's the other question I gotta be asking.
Yeah, you're right, buddy.
Yeah, what are they gonna, what is they gonna do about that? That I think the government should not be involved in asking companies to give them the revenue. So 15%, this companies makes a tremendous amount of revenue out there. So if the government's gonna take 15% of it, that's gonna hurt Nvidia. So let's see. I think this is gonna be interesting earnings. I think it's gonna be very interesting. But I do think there are a lot of question marks on Nvidia. A lot of question marks. 15% revenue. Question mark is they will beat the earnings but by how much? Okay, and if they
ਭਾਜੀ ਚਾਈਨਾ ਸੇਲਸ ਦੀ 15% ਸਿਰਫ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਮੰਗਦੀ ਆ
yeah, any sales that go to China, they want 15% of that. So,
ਹਾਂਜੀ
so who's the big buyers out there? And basically, China said no. They don't want to buy the H20 chip because that chip is the lower than the one that Nvidia sells regular chip. So, China doesn't want to buy the downgraded chip. So, and I agree with them. Why should a country be buying a lower chip? So what is that, to keep China lower, so they don't advance? So and China, that's what XZ said. Basically, they were not going to buy it. So let's see what
ਭਾਜੀ
happens.
ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਲਾਸਟ ਕੁਆਟਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਸਟ 2 or 3 ਕੁਆਟਰਸ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੈਵਨਿਊ ਉਹ ਕਾਫੀ ਗੇਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਊਗੀ ਕਿ ਇੰਨਾ ਗੇਨ ਕਰਨਗੇ, ਉਹਦਾ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਤੇ ਕੀ ਇੰਪੈਕਟ ਹੋਏਗਾ?
ਜੇ ਲੋਕ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਨਾ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੀਟ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ, ਫੇ ਤਾਂ ਨੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ, ਫੇ ਨਵੀਡੀਆ ਲਈ ਨੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ। ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੈਵਨਿਊ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰਦਾ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਹਾਊ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ look this Nvidia, look at how strong the revenue has been on Nvidia, right? Very, very strong. They doubled it from 26 over what 39, 59, almost 69 in total, and they beat that revenue, doubled it almost every for the last 3 years. They doubled the revenue every year. So if you look by quarter, let's go to earnings here, quarter by quarter. So they're forecasting very, very strong revenue. I think they will beat the earnings. They will beat the revenue. Question is how strong. Okay, that's the only thing, is how strong. And $1 is easy beat for them. I think it's going to be I would say, if I'm guessing guy, I would say $10, $15. That's what the earnings will come out. But are they good enough? Okay, I say $10, between $10 and $15 per share, the earnings will be out. I think the revenue will be easily beat. But again, ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਣੇ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਬਈ ਨਵੀਡੀਆ ਨੇ ਅਰਨਿੰਗਸ ਬੀਟ ਕਰ ਦੇਣੀਆਂ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਤੇ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਊ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਦੇ ਆਰ। Okay, so that's what we're gonna be dealing with. If you have a good profit, this stock is gonna move up down like $10 easy. Okay, one way or the other, this stock moves up and down, very up and down. And the thing is, this stock not only going to move itself, what about AMD and Micron, all ASML, TSMC? It's going to affect all the other stocks as well. So remember, when you're trading Nvidia, if you're holding the other stocks, it's going to affect them too. Okay, so don't forget about them. So, and overall, it's going to affect the futures market. Remember, Nvidia is big part of the index, right? So it's going to affect the entire market. So it's just not going to affect only Nvidia. It's going to affect everything else. And this is going to be the $1 trillion gain today, or this is going to be a $1 trillion loss of the total market. So understand the impact that Nvidia could have today. So let's see, or it could have no impact if the earnings are steady, or it doesn't do so much great, it doesn't do so much bad, maybe the market won't go anywhere. So that is a possibility too. Okay, so that's what will happen. Nvidia, we're going to talk about Nvidia throughout the day, more of earnings. We'll talk about more other earnings that come out. We'll talk about some of those stocks that we talked about yesterday on my list here: HST, VTLE, LITE, and BHZ. All of them did pretty well yesterday. If you guys got into those stocks, we'll talk about them after. So I'm just gonna catch up with my breath. And Harvey is up on the chat. If you have any questions, I am sitting in front of the computer. Put them there, and I will be talking on just right after Harvey is done again. So I will be here. So thank you.
All right, good morning, guys. Hope everyone is doing well this Wednesday morning. So already a pretty nice trade here in the pre-market as